Hi guys, it's Philip here again from mypoopcash.com. So in this video I'm going to talk to you quickly about blogging, and I'm going to give you some tips for beginners, right? So essentially blogging is quite difficult for people because it takes a while to get going, and at the end of the day you are completely on your own, right? It's just you, your computer, and you're sitting there typing away, and it's difficult because it takes a while before you get any feedback. It takes a while before people come to your site, and emotionally it's difficult to keep going, and it can be hard to really just connect with it and see the long picture. So tip number one that I've got for you is you need to accept that this is a long-term thing. Because creating a blog and actually sort of making money from it and getting a good amount of visitors, it doesn't happen overnight. Some people see success quite quickly, for others it takes a bit longer. Obviously that depends on how you bring traffic in, and if you use social media, how what you're writing about. It varies on quite a few variables. But at the end of the day, if you stick it out, if you keep going, then you will see results. Okay, so that's tip number one. Just don't stop, just keep going. And when you have those rough days, when you can't be bothered or you're frustrated because you're not seeing any results, just take a day off and come back to it the next day, because the blog doesn't disappear. All right, it stays there and you can come back to it at any point. Tip number two is basically be yourself. Don't worry about what people are going to think, or that people are going to make fun of you or anything, because when I first started, I was really worried about what people would think of me. I was agonizing over every last comma, over every last word, and it made the process a lot more difficult, and also it made me a lot slower at producing work, because I was agonizing over every last detail, to the point where sometimes I wouldn't publish something because I was worried about what somebody might think, which is completely wrong. Because at the end of the day, if you're watching this on YouTube, for example, you will see hundreds of other people with the same kind of video giving you tips, and they all have different personalities, different brands, different messages, different sales techniques, different everything. But the thing to remember is that different people connect with different audiences. So whatever your tone is, whatever your personality is, whatever you do, if you keep it natural and do it in a way that you do it, you'll connect with more people, because a certain percentage of the viewers will see you and see themselves in your message and the way you are and the way you behave. So definitely be yourself. Don't try and force another personality into you, your writing or your social media or whatever you're doing, because it won't come across that well. And the next tip is to write about stuff, or basically create a blog about something you're passionate about. I think a lot of people sort of get a bit muddled up with blogging and money and making it big and becoming a millionaire and all that kind of thing, because a lot of people will choose a subject or a niche which they think will make money, but what they don't realize is that blogging can be quite boring sometimes, because it's you're writing and researching, and if you don't love or have a passion for the topic you're writing about, it becomes so painfully slow and just dull, because you're writing about things that you don't really have an interest in. Now bear in mind, you don't have to love it, okay? You can blog about a subject which you have just an interest in, because you will become more passionate about it as you learn, as you research, and as you just move along. And the next tip that I've got for you is don't compare yourself to other people. These gurus who release these ebooks and these videos saying, I make £5 million a year doing this and doing that, right? Don't listen to them in terms of comparing them to you. So just because that guy was making $1 million after 6 months doesn't mean you have to. Because you have to remember that those types of case studies are always a bit skewed, because they're selling a product. That's what they do. That's how they make money. So for you, if you see somebody else who are in your niche and they seem to be doing better or whatever, don't let that deflate you, because guess what? A year prior, or 2 years, or whatever, however long, that person was in the same boat you're in right now. So, because everyone started somewhere, right? At some point, somebody sat down for the first time and published their first blog post and had no idea what they were doing, and they suffered from the same anxiety, fears, and doubts that you are suffering from right now, alright? So obviously this video is not about technical stuff like WordPress, programming, coding and all that kind of stuff. This is purely about the mentality behind being a blogger, because that is one of the biggest battles, is the mentality. Because I've seen a lot of people come and go, and to be quite honest, a lot of them quit, not because their work isn't good, not because they can't use WordPress, or they can't use Wix or whatever platform they use. Is because they run out of steam, and it's usually because they compare themselves to other people, they think too much about their work, they don't have a passion for what they're doing, and they don't have any patience at all. After like a month they quit, or 2 months they quit. Whereas the ones who just kind of get on with it and just do it for fun and do it because they love writing about stuff, they're the ones who slowly but surely will see results, and slowly but surely will start making money. And it's like anything else. When you start making money, suddenly things become easier, right? Because you're making money and you can afford better cameras, you can afford a better computer, you can afford fancy bits of software for your website and plugins, and you can afford different things. And suddenly you get more popular and more people come to your blog and you get more feedback, you start interacting with people, and it feels really good. Because when someone comes to you from, I don't know, Australia or America or Norway or wherever, and sends you a message saying, hey, you're awesome, thank you for your tips, or thank you for your blog post, you know, it's a fantastic feeling. And at that point you realize that you're doing something that you're going to really, really love. Okay, so if you're watching this and you're feeling a bit down, you're looking for some tips and stuff, and all I can say is just crack on, get on with it, get back on the keyboard or behind the camera, whatever, and just start producing content, because that is what people want, that is what people come online to find, and you can provide it, just like I'm providing this video to you, for you right now. So if you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. You can like and subscribe to my channel if you want. I would be very grateful if you did, and thanks again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again in my next video.